Hi everyone, it's Admiral Conehead, Craig Mason. I thought I would create this video mostly for new people. I know we have 3 or 4 folks joining the team for the first time, and certainly some other team members in Seattle as well. So I thought I'd give you guys an overview of what we do around here, that sort of thing. Just a little aside, my friend Coney, everybody asked me, well, why does he have a green finger? Well, now I hope you have learned the secret of the green finger. That's right, it's a witch finger. So let's get on to the cone lesson, as I call it. So this is my bike helmet, and as you can see, it is attached by an orange cable tie that's been cut. Now, when you're assembling your own cone on top of your helmet, one of the most important things to look at, see if we can get this in the video here, is you see how I've routed it under, like there's pads that your head touches. And what you want to do is you want to route that underneath the pads, not over the pads, that to maximize your comfort. The other thing I like to do is sometimes I'll put 4 of the cable ties. So the cable ties are available at Ace Hardware or Home Depot. I like the orange ones because they match. And this says that they're 12 inches long. I'm not sure about that, but now one of the disadvantages of these, of course, is when you actually affix it to your helmet, it's stuck there, right? And then we use a scissor to cut off the excess. So what I actually like to do for the beer garden and after the ride, when we're walking around, is I really enjoy creating what we call cone hats. So a cone hat is a second cone. And what I like to do is I like to assemble mine. Look how cute that is, Admiral. I like to assemble mine ahead of time, and I put it in my luggage so that when I show up at the, after the day 1, I show up and I put my bike down and I go get my luggage. This thing is just waiting for me because I leave my helmet with my bike, and I just go grab this out of my luggage. This is an amazing way to see your teammates. When you look at a crowd of 1,000 people, you'll be able to quickly and easily be able to point out who's a conehead and where we're all congregating. So you guys know we have a team tent this year. Please join us in the team tent in Colorado. And if you're ever curious as where the team tent is, just look for the cones. It's really straightforward. Now, let's see, one thing you'll also notice about these, I like to use for the hats. So here's a baseball cap that I've co-opted with Coney, the Cone Monster. I do like the safety pins. So safety pins, with a second cone, make it easier to affix to a hat. Now, I will show you some ladies on the team have these, which are more comfortable than a hat at times. One of the problems, of course, is that more of your head is out of the top. So I'm looking for a solution. Maybe you could write it in the comments. But I'm thinking those garbage bag twist ties, maybe, that give you more room and let the cone sort of move around so you can have it on top of your head. So anyway, another thing about luggage is, what was I going to say? We've learned over the years that, not surprisingly, Colorado has afternoon showers quite a bit. So one of the things about your luggage is you want to wrap your clothes in a garbage bag inside your luggage. So that way, if your luggage gets soaked, which has happened to us a couple times over the years, if your clothes or bedding or whatever you're bringing up to Greeley, if you use a garbage bag, then you'll prevent that problem. So that has actually been a problem where we've been soaked all day and we're miserable, and we show up and we grab our luggage and our clothes are soaked too. So you don't want that to happen to you. So that's a good best practice. Obviously wear things like bling if you got it. I'm the bling master, as you will soon see on Saturday. The other thing about arriving, on our jerseys at times, we've actually written show up at 6:16. And I noticed this year the team captain said 6:15. One of the dangers of telling people 6:15 or 6:30 is that they think it's okay to show up at 6:45 if you miss 6:30. It's okay to show up at 6:25 if you miss 6:15. Well, we've got a pretty interesting schedule because of the Bike MS staff. Like they want us to leave as a team as close to 6:30 as possible. And so that's why we do our team photo, which I might add, team photo is one of the best fundraising tools. I will tell you that a full 30% of I'm a high roller, and 30% of my own donations actually come after the ride, okay? So, and the way that I'm able to do that is I show folks the team photo and I create we did it, you know, yay for us, that sort of accomplishment email. Our sponsors really love to see that you have trained for something, you're giving them updates, and then when you actually complete the ride, that you say, hey, we did it and it was fabulous and we had all these great experiences. Please donate now that I'm done. Because people are interesting. Sometimes they'll withhold their donation to ensure that you're going to deliver on your part of the bargain, which is doing the ride. So, you know, I show up every year at about 5:30, and because I feel like even showing up that early, there's a lot to get done. You like to socialize, grab a cup of coffee, maybe a bagel. They will have some bagel and coffee for breakfast there. Not a full breakfast, but, you know, a lighter one. And certainly the other thing you don't expect is the bathroom lines can be, you know, 10 to 15 minutes long. So don't show up at 6, show up a little bit earlier. And CU is a new venue for us. So, you know, you want to get I mean, just build in more time than you expect, because we really want to maximize how many people show up at the team photo. And I've seen some exceptions that some folks simply can't get there because of, you know, they might be going to another part of the ride or whatever. So that's great, but, you know, do your best to show up by 6:15, like the team captain said. We'll take the photo and then we'll leave as a group. The other funny thing about the ride is, you know, we have riders of every level. I'm actually, I call myself the leader of the B team. The A team, as we've designated you, there are triathletes on that team. There's at least 4 riders, 4 women that have done the entire country, like in a tandem relay sort of way. We have one rider, Frank, that's ridden all across Germany and Europe and the US several times, in Canada. So what I'm saying is we have varying degrees of expert riders. Those are the A riders. They might do the century. What we ask is that from about the first 5 minutes, we used to say rest stop 1, but that's too far. About 5 minutes, we stay together as a group, we get warmed up, and then you go-getters just take off, do your thing. Naturally, what's going to happen is you're going to pair up with people that ride your speed or as slow as I do. I'm slow every year. I plan to be slow again. Also, to set your expectations, on day 2, you don't have to wait for the massive group to go in. I know several years people have been very nice and waited for me, but they had to wait like an hour and a half because I'm a bit of a slacker, as they will tell you. So we're not doing that anymore. On day 2, when you go in for the finish, just get as big a group as you can that are riders at your speed, and go in, and, you know, the cheers will be just as loud, and the beers at the end will be just as, well, beer. I was going to say sweet, but you don't, sweet beers, it's not sour beer, sweet, all the things, right? Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, one other thing. I am going to bring my panniers, so I will have extra cones at the beginning in case one or more of you forget. This is Team Coneheads. We do insist that you wear a cone. In fact, if you're concerned about things like aerodynamics, we actually had a rider, our friend Warren Kruger. He showed up one of the first years, and he had actually taken a traffic cone like this one and cut the top down, and it was very uncomfortable, and it did hurt his neck. So we certainly don't do that anymore, and we don't recommend that unless you're crazy, and then they're crazy. But these new cones are much more aerodynamic, and what you can also do is you can actually cut out some of these spines, as we call them, to where you have a minimal, wind, dynamic against the wind. But the reality of it is, with this one just the way it is, it's absolutely fine. It's not going to hurt your neck. It's not going to cause you weird problems. I will say, sometimes you'll get coned, as I call it. So if you go into the porta potty and you're wearing your helmet and you forget, maybe you'll clip the top of your head, or maybe if you don't duck low enough for a tree, you might get coned that way. So just be aware. I mean, I wear the cone all year round, so I'm very well trained in these nuances. Children will laugh with their mouths open. If you're a man, women will laugh at you. And the male participants will make unfortunate comments like, did you lose a bet? Or is that a dunce cap? Or, that sort of thing. So practice up on your smart responses. I love the one that says it helps me break wind. It's always very popular. And go Bike MS. We will see you guys on Saturday morning, bright and early, and go Coneheads.